the Lord, O my soul, and all that is within me. Bless his holy name. We're going to look at our Sunday school lesson for this week. Last week we talked about anxiety. This week we're going to talk about fear. Our subject is Delivered from Fear, with the subtopic Calming the Storm. And our lesson is coming from Matthew chapter 8, verses 23 through 27. We know that people have experienced some kinds of fear. Almost everybody is afraid of something. But when that fear becomes crippling, then it's time to do something about it. In this 8th chapter of Matthew, Jesus has been busy in his ministry. He has performed a lot of miracles. And then it comes time that they have to cross the Sea of Galilee. And he tells his men, his disciples rather, to get ready to take the 8-mile journey across the Sea of Galilee. And after he invites them aboard the ship, he goes down in the back and lies down. And his disciples get busy with the handling of the boat. But suddenly, out of nowhere, a storm arises. And these are experienced fishermen. And they do whatever they can to try to keep the boat steady. But they have run out of options. They've done all that they know to do. So they have to go and wake up Jesus. And sometimes in our lives, we have to just stop and wake up Jesus. So as they go to talk to Jesus, they tell him that a great storm has arisen, and we don't know what to do. And Jesus said, and they say to him, we just know we're going to perish, because they knew the water, and they knew what they could handle and what they could not handle. And Jesus woke up and said to them, why are you fearful, O ye of little faith? Now, he used that term, that question, that term, oh, ye of little faith, last week when he was dealing with anxiety. And this week, he uses that term again. Then he arose and rebuked the wind and the sea, and there was a great calm. When we turn the situation over to Jesus, I don't care how disruptive it is, he can and will give us a great calm. Now, the disciples had been with Jesus quite a while. They have just seen him cure leprosy and perform many miracles, but they were astonished when he spoke to the wind and the waves, and they obeyed him. We are told in verse 27, the men marveled, saying, what manner of man is this, that even the winds and the sea obey him? This lesson shows us that Jesus is not only the Lord of the flesh, but he's Lord of the natural world. And we know that in this life, we experience different things, and we have to handle them the best we can. But there comes a time when there's nothing else we can do except turn it over to Jesus. So this lesson today lets us know that Jesus is indeed divine, and that he has authority over even the natural elements. Jesus' ministry takes him to several places, and the disciples get to see him in many different ways. But at the same time, they still have trouble understanding just how marvelous and how divine that he is. So during our lifetime, storms will arise. And sometimes we will be like the disciples and say, "Save us, for we perish." And then we have to call on the Lord and let him know that we are leaning and depending on him. And just as he rebuked the wind and the sea back in that day, he will rebuke the things that come against us today. Witnessing the power of Jesus, the disciples said, "What manner of a man is this?" And sometimes in our own lives, when we realize how the Lord has blessed us, we just have to stop and ask that same question. What manner of a man is this who handles my situations in such a wonderful way? But as human beings, we have many fears. And the only thing that can conquer fear is faith. There's often a stormy sea in our natural world, and there are things that we just can't work out. However, when we truly understand who God is, like the disciples finally understood who Jesus is, we will realize that he controls both the storms of the natural world and the storms in our lives. For God is a deliverer and a very present help in our time of need. When we face a situation that we can't fix, he is well able and willing to see us through. When the disciples had done all that they could, they went to Jesus. That is an example for us today. While we're trying to figure it out, God has already worked it out. So don't wait until you're drowning before asking for help. Storms will come upon us in this world, whether suddenly or gradually. No matter what the storm brings, we must always learn to trust in God for all things. We must seek God when we're in trouble, when we're in need of help, or when we are seeking clarity in a situation. The challenge is to seek in faith and not in fear. We are facing a situation of faith versus fear right now with the vaccine. Some people take it in faith and some people won't take it in fear. But it's a situation that we have to take to the Lord and ask for his guidance. When vexed by any situation, we can do like Mahalia Jackson and wonder what manner of man is this. Or we can follow the example of the hymnist Mary Baker, who said, "Master, the tempest is raging. The billows are tossing high. The sky is overshadowed with blackness. No shelter or help is nigh. Master, with an anguish of spirit, I bow in my grief today. The depths of my sad heart are troubled. Oh, waken and save, I pray." And soon we'll hear that voice of Jesus saying, "The wind and the waves obey my will. Peace, be still." Whether the raft of the storm-tossed sea, or demons, or men, or whatever it be, they all shall sweetly obey my will. Peace, be still. Peace, be still. So I say to you, whatever storm we're facing, we can rest easy Because Jesus said, they all shall sweetly obey my will. Peace, be still. Peace, be still. May God bless you, is my prayer.